What's going on, guys? Fletch here from Ultimate Halo. Welcome back to the channel. Just a quick one before we start this video. I want you to leave a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite Spartan moment is from any Spartan in the Halo lore in the comment section down below, and with your gamer tag, and you can win the opportunity to win a £10 or $10 Xbox gift card. Leave that comment, supports the channel. Make sure you leave a like and enjoy the video.
Ultimate Halo.
Holy shit, is that the Chief? Whoa, a Spartan that's not the Chief? A whole team of Spartans, what the Oh, now they're everywhere. Seeing a Spartan in Halo was always a momentous occasion, and I remember as a kid, the talks of Spartans was huge. I remember when I asked my brother about the story and the lore, because I was too young to take it all in myself. He made Spartans out to be a huge deal, and they made you feel that way. Halo Combat Evolved made you think that you were the last of your kind, the only one that humanity can count on to stop the Covenant from completely screwing the galaxy. You got this vibe not only from the narrative, but for the characters that interacted with you in the environment as you approached them.
Good to see you, sir. When I asked for reinforcements, I didn't think they'd send a Spartan.
A Spartan? For real? You better not be. Oh man, he's here. We're gonna be
Where did you find him?
You were a big deal. You instantly spurred hope and camaraderie to kick some alien butt, and Marines loved you for it. This theme then continued in Halo 2 when getting ready to take on the Scarab. Sergeant Banks says, when I asked for reinforcements, I didn't think they'd send Spartans. This type of reaction was always commonplace in the original trilogy. It made you as the player feel important and made you want to defend them. Not only did it feed your ego, it actually humanized other characters around you. You as a player invest a lot of time and emotion into the character you play as, but seeing these men and women react makes you realise you've given them a reason to believe. Overall, it's a really powerful tool, and it gives you a bit more impact in the moments between combat. Over time, I did honestly feel like this was getting a little bit diminished. I don't feel like having a team of Spartans particularly ruins the feeling of importance to the player, but at times I did actually think it enhanced it, if I'm truthful. I'll use Red Team and Noble Team as examples. They were both fire teams that had a lot of dynamic. Noble Team more so, but whenever they were together it amplified the feeling of being a badass. But when you, a team of Spartans, were down on your luck, you knew things were terribly bad. One particular example is when Noble Team strike a flare out into the glass city of New Alexandria, and they looked absolutely defeated. You knew at that exact point that things were not going to end very well, and it seemed they'd already resigned themselves to reach his fate, but that's why I think Spartans have a profound impact on the narrative of Halo. But why exactly do I feel like this feeling has been diminished? When Halo 4 launched, they tried to push a new generation of Spartan 4s, who are in large numbers and whose personalities were less stoic, more goofy at times, and they were definitely more light-hearted. I personally couldn't take them as seriously, and I've always wondered for many years why people didn't like this line.
I thought you'd be taller.
I always thought Palmer was being kind of jokey, and over the years Marines and characters always had their goofy moments and lines, but I couldn't see the problem until I actually started writing the script for this video. I feel this quote undermines the Master Chief, everything he has done to save the galaxy. You can tell Palmer is actually surprised to see him, but you think she'd be in awe as the Chief and the rest of her predecessors set the foundation for her being alive and the fact that the Spartan Falls exists in the first place. For me, I found it a little bit disrespectful, and it kind of takes the impact out of the moment. If she reacted on the opposite way, if she was starstruck, I might have felt differently about her as a character. But on the other hand, I understand that 343 wanted players to feel that Spartan 4s as well as 2s and 3s were on a similar level, but this just can't be the case, and I think Spartan 4s need to be in awe of the previous generations and still be on the same level. It wouldn't mean that the player feels any less of them for doing so. In fact, we could probably relate even more because we are seeing these. We feel the exact same way about these previous generations of Spartans. Then it came to Fireteam Majestic and the others you encounter. They just feel less serious, more prone to making mistakes, and don't seem as professional. I understand a lot of the intent of the writing behind these characters, but under the circumstances of the universe, it isn't easy to make them a big deal when there are already so many established Spartans in the lore at this point. Then when it came to Halo 5, I do actually think things started to seem a bit better. but they were not perfect. Blue team had a similar vibe to what I would come to expect from Spartans. They're professional, to the point, and kind of dry to a degree. Fire team Osiris felt very professional actually in a lot of the times, even with Buck being a part of the squad. And I know he's known for his frequent quips, and he didn't stop by any means. And I don't know if this is particularly controversial in this day and age, but I do personally enjoy the dynamic of Fire Team Osiris. I thought that Spartan Locke, even though he wasn't a great character, still served the purpose and kept the team very much on track. Whereas Buck was a great ally, Vale was a smart ally, and Tanaka was more of the people's person in the team. This was a great dynamic, and I think it made me realise that there definitely can be a contrast between all of the generations of Spartans. With that said, I do think there needs to be some sort of commonality, that they're all professional most of the time and badass all of the time. And yes, badass can mean having a joke and cool remark in their dialogue. I don't mean everything is strictly boring all of the time. So where exactly are we now? Well, Halo Infinite, dummy, come on. Nah, but we're at a crucial stage in the franchise. Halo is going to be a launch title for the first time since Combat Evolved, and Halo Infinite will be the game that introduces a whole new generation to being a Spartan, and the Discover Hope trailer for me illustrates that 343 have acknowledged this piece of Halo's identity and will be making sure that the Chief is a symbol of hope for humanity. Now, I'm not going to break down the trailer. For a start, I think it's fairly evident that we've all seen our fair share of breakdowns at this point. But Brohammer, as the community's named him, is clearly down on his luck. He misses his family. Humanity has their backs up against the wall. He looks out of his ship and sees the Chief. What's great about this scene that follows is that Brohammer, I still can't say that seriously, reacts in the same way that we do, much like when we played Halo all of those years ago. You are the pillar of hope. You are the thing that's holding humanity back against the brink of destruction. You are an indestructible force. You are a broken soldier. You are a biological superweapon. You are a Spartan. Don't count humanity out until a Spartan says so in my book, and I'm excited for Chief to be in the limelight for a Halo game, for me to geek out every time I see his armor from a different angle and hear one of Chief's infrequent lines of dialogue. Seeing a Spartan always has been a big deal. It's never stopped, and it's time for Spartans to go back to their roots and do what they do best, being badasses who save the galaxy. I'm really interested to know what your thoughts are. What are your favourite memories of being a Spartan? Why? Let me know in the comments section down below. Go follow me and tell me your thoughts on Twitter at FletchUH, and I will see you next time on the one and the only Ultimate Halo.
Subscribe now to Ultimate Halo for more unfriggin' believable Halo content.